Bestie, I hope you're doing great. Welcome to December and to my YouTube channel. It's me, your girl MK, and this is the Masquerade Unmasked. In this platform, we learn from the wisdom, the mistakes, and regrets of those that have treaded dangerous waters before us. My dear younger sisters and brothers, it's no fun learning from your own mistakes, hence this podcast. Here, every thought, every opinion matters, as I believe with a few nuggets of wisdom derived from our stories, we are all capable of living a garbage-free life. So grab your popcorns, find a super comfortable position, and stay glued as we have so much coming your way. The life of a narcissist is defined by losing consistently attributes such as entitlement, constant need for admiration, arrogance, control, lack of sympathy and empathy, and extreme sensitivity in response to criticism slowly but surely leads them down a losing path. In marriage, they will destroy everything and everyone in their path, but somehow they are always the perfect victim. But here's the kicker. When they are all done and completely alone, they will destroy themselves. That's life's own revenge on them. Now, we are still on Catherine Wambui Mbugua's case as our masquerade today. There's just so much we can learn from this woman's life story. In our last episodes, we discussed her as a toxic mother. But in this podcast, I want us to use her life story to discuss some of the characteristics of narcissistic partners. I know we often discuss about a narcissistic men, but nobody discusses about a narcissistic women. I don't even think that we know they exist. We're so busy bashing men for failed marriages. Please note that we're not here to mock anyone's situation. We are only hoping to collect a few nuggets of wisdom that can help us navigate around narcissistic partners. Now, Catherine Wambui Mbugua came into the social media limelight, tears in her eyes, short breaths, a frail voice, and a saddening story. She lamented that a popular gospel artist by the name Jane Muthoni had snatched her husband and two children whom she was living with in the United States. Now, do you all know our legend, Jane Muthoni? Hey, matereda, dana tereda, namatiroka, Jehova nedira gerera, neketare dagwa, DJ. a very short version, as I know we've all had that story from other social media platforms, Gitoka had introduced Jane Muthoni to Catherine as a friend back in the 2000s. The said husband had told Catherine that if she ever needed help, Jane Muthoni was in the best position to help. Little did she know that Jane and Gitoka were playing hanky-panky behind her back since the late 2000s to 2019 when they got married. For more than 10 years, Catherine had not been allowed to talk or see her children.
It's me again, Catherine Mbugua. I'm addressing you, Jane Muthoni. You were introduced into my life as a friend by my own husband that I could rely on in case I ever needed help. If I ever was in trouble, you would be afraid to lean on. Little did I know what I was taking into my life.
She lamented that it was possible that Jane Muthoni and the ex-husband had brainwashed or bewitched her children since they had refused to talk to her. We believed her. She had us wrapped around her pinky finger and eating from the palm of her hand. All of us from Mount Kenya region and elsewhere, we went to war regardless of age, gender, or moral authority. Our target, Jane Muthoni and John Gitoka. You know, as Kenyans, we hate injustice, so we call our best keyboard warriors to represent us in this battle. They were merciless, vicious, and relentless. Our first keyboard warrior by the name Lillian Derito was the first to attack, and she had this to say: God hates divorce. So the God who spoke to you, Jane Muthoni, find out who he is. He is not the living God. He gave you your own husband, but still went ahead to destroying another woman's marriage. Put yourself in her shoes. Anyways, what goes around comes around. Full capacity. Fear tears. Time will tell. You hypocrite. Shame on you. Now, our second keyboard warrior by the name Trendmaster had this to say: Jane Muthoni, what? Jane Muthoni ule mmoja hata hakuwa anaamini this Trendmaster. Like seriously? Then adoka ematwekire nyamo ti muhoi Ngai, gutire muhoi Ngai ungika uguo. Now, our third keyboard warrior, Shosho Ashira, she said this: mwizi wa wazee wa wenyewe, Jane Muthoni, rudisha bwana wa wenyewe. Our fourth keyboard warrior akasema, she's mamake Kayla, she said, Jane Muthoni, we mushiari tiga kuiguithia mutumia uria ungi ruo, reke ciana ciarie na nyina. Sheila, our fifth keyboard warrior, she wasn't left behind. She had this to say: the fact that she just wants to talk to her children she gave birth to, she deserves justice, hata kama hana haja na hizo marriage zao za takataka. Jane Kaiwewa Goma. Hey, wow. Our next keyboard warrior, the bold, said this: gospel artist ni mareka umaraya ofio. Shirowa Auckland, I respect you. Keep going. Kai hawa mama hujifanya ni wa kanisa, wengi wao huvaa ngozi ya kondoo, wako na roho nyeusi ile hakuna. Another one, AJ Jasmine, said this: Ngai nikio magui maya marumagwo ni Shirowa Auckland. Hey, Sheiks hakuachwa nyuma. She said this: Icire ciarega mitheko woi Ngai horeria ngoro ya mutumia uyu ndukanakenere riria urariria mutumia tawe. Another keyboard warrior by the name Wanjiro Munohe said this: Ngai ndakareka tonye mbirira-ini utacaithitie uria wanacaithia aria angi. Painful. May God intervene. Another keyboard warrior by the name Asia, she said this: Jane nierwo acoke thoko ethe beba ethambirie netige na muthuri wene. Wow. We were well organized and strategic. But while in the middle of the battle, news came to us that finally the children had given their mother a phone call and that Jane and Gitoka had addressed this matter. Finally, we thought the battle was over. We had fought for long. We were exhausted. So we rushed back home to listen to this phone call and public address. We listened keenly and with an open mind. What? Those of us who had done critical thinking as a unit back in campus were clearly disturbed. So there was more to this story than Catherine had let on. We started questioning why we had gone to war without listening to both sides of the story. So we packed our keyboards, put our tails in between our legs, and started walking home with our heads down and our spirits clearly crushed. While walking back home, we met with those who had majored in social psychology and critical thinking, and they made us see Catherine's story in a different light. The first social psychologist and critical thinker was Newton Moria, and he told us, mutihejio ni manyu miaka kuma itandatu kuma Jane yahika ni hindi mwamenya na muthuri akinyitithanio ri mwariku. The second social psychologist and critical thinker by the name Duncan Kimani also asked us, na niwaulize, wenye mnaingilia mzee juu ya watoto, kwani over 30 ni watoto wa kuamrishwa na baba yao jamani? Mbona msitumia akili yenu hata nyinyi? Ama mnafikiria Amerika ni Kenya? Catherine awambembeleza watoto wake pole hadi wasikizane na ashukuru baba yao hakuachilia watoto wake. Very true. Karuigi Bernard, he also asked us, nyinyi kwani masikio yenu iko wapi? Mzee ameongea saidi yake, na kama angekuwa na ubaya hangeongea. Na hao mnaita watoto wako over 18 years. They know good and bad. Nyinyi mnajifanya kujua kuliko wao. Huyo mama ni kisilani. Sheila Gigi, another very smart social psychologist and critical thinker, also asked us, wanting to see ignorance or intelligence of a person? Read their comments. You'll see others, instead of intelligence, they are fools. The children spoke, and I heard the son clearly tell his mom, you kicked me out, threw my things out, you called the chief on me, and you made me think I wanted to finish you off. Why didn't she deny? The girl didn't even want to talk to the mother over the phone. And here you are leaning on one story. This mother, over 25 years old, and she just got a mouth. Kids haven't even healed. She made them go hungry. Are they not confessing? Why is she crying? What is she crying about now? Let the kids decide, not social media mafias. What? It was hot. Double tap Kama, he also told us, wanawake mnatubona hii ufala yenu. Mnadharau wanaume na mnawatafuta. Kwa nini? Gisharo Nganga, another very smart social psychologist and critical thinker, he told us the wrath of a rejected woman is beyond insanity. Pole baba. Another one, Duba Sangara, he told us there is no evidence that bwana amekataa watoto waongee na mama. Those are adults. Now, there were so many other critical thinkers and social psychologists, but Mwangi Moses, he closed this discussion. He said, I think the man has spoken. What is important is that he is happy. Watoto, they are over 18 years when they went to America, they were over 20. So I don't think it's possible for a person to influence them to reject their mother. For me, for me, this battle was over. I started to envy those who had done critical thinking in psychology in campus because they see things in a different light. They think differently. They question things differently. That was when I decided to dig deeper and understand the characteristics of a narcissistic woman because they were written all over Catherine's face. Now, imagine having Catherine as your life partner. You have to be armed. And so I'm here to arm us, guys. Now, welcome once again, and let us proceed with learning the traits of a narcissistic woman or a narcissistic wife.